All right, let's talk about something we all struggle with, our home network. We're all trying to get that perfect connection, right? Fast, super reliable, and in every single corner of the house. But man, it can be a real headache.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That Wi-Fi dead zone in the one room you actually need it. Or you're settling in to watch the game, and right at the best part, buffering. It feels like a constant battle just to get a stable signal.
But what if the answer isn't another pricey router or some complicated mesh system you have to spend all afternoon setting up? What if the key to an amazing network has been hiding in plain sight this whole time, literally inside your walls? Well, that secret has a name. It's called G.hn. I know it's kind of a weird name, but trust me, this might just be the unsung hero of modern networking. So let's pull back the curtain and see what this is all about.
So what in the world is G.hn? It stands for Gigabit Home Networking, and at its core, it's a global standard designed to do one thing, and do it brilliantly: create a blazing fast network using the wiring that's already in your home. That means no new cables and no drilling holes in your walls.
And this is where it gets really cool. Look at the flexibility here. It can work over your regular electrical power lines, those old phone jacks you never use, the coaxial cables for your TV, and even something called plastic optical fiber. It's basically the master key for any wire in your house. One standard to rule them all.
And we are not talking about dial-up speeds here. G.hn can hit up to 2 gigabytes per second. To put that in perspective, that is way more than enough for streaming multiple 4K movies, intense online gaming, and running a house full of smart gadgets all at the same time, without even breaking a sweat.
Okay, so it's fast and it's versatile, but how does it actually work? How does it send all that data through your walls without just creating a chaotic mess? Well, there's some really smart engineering behind the magic. Probably the easiest way to think about G.hn is to imagine it's a universal translator. It takes your internet data and figures out how to speak the language of whatever wire it's traveling on, whether that's a power line or a coax cable. It just makes sure the message gets through loud and clear, no matter the medium.
Now, this diagram might look a little intimidating, but the idea behind it is actually pretty simple. Just think of GN as a layer cake. The bottom layer is the part that actually talks to the physical wires in your wall. The layer on top of that organizes all the data. This layered design is exactly what makes GN so strong and lets it adapt to any type of wiring it finds.
So how does it stop all your devices from shouting over each other and causing chaos? Well, it uses this really clever system that's kind of like an air traffic controller for your data. One device acts as a domain master and gives every other device a specific, protected little time slot to send its information. This whole process is called TDMA, and because everyone gets their own turn to speak, you get an incredibly stable, interference-free connection. And that brings up a really important point. G.hn isn't trying to replace your Wi-Fi. No, they're meant to be a team. Think of G.hn as the super reliable wired backbone for your most important devices that don't move, like your TV, your gaming console, or your desktop PC. G.hn provides the rock-solid stability, and Wi-Fi gives you the freedom and mobility for your phone and laptop. They're the perfect pair.
And because it's a wired connection, G.hn is also incredibly secure. It uses the same powerful AES 128-bit encryption that banks use for online transactions. Plus, get this, every pair of devices on the network gets its own unique private encryption key. So even if another device is helping pass a message along, it can't actually read what's inside. It's like having your own private encrypted tunnel running right through your walls.
So up until now, we've been talking about G.hn as this great technology for your house, and it is. But here's the big twist. Because it's so incredibly reliable, it has a secret life in places you would never, ever expect.
I mean, just look at this list. G.hn is the invisible brain running smart elevators. It's controlling intelligent street lighting in our cities. It's even used in things like airport navigation systems and networks of electric vehicle chargers. Its pure robustness makes it the perfect choice for these heavy-duty industrial jobs where you just can't afford a failure.
How is that even possible? Well, this chart here shows the secret sauce. G.hn is smart enough to change the radio frequencies it uses depending on the wire it's on. So, for example, it'll use a totally different frequency range on a TV cable than it will on an electrical wire. That adaptation is what lets it dodge interference and work perfectly anywhere, from a quiet living room to a noisy factory floor.
And this quote from the HomeGrid forum just says it all, doesn't it? A technology that was first designed to stop your Netflix from buffering has grown up to become a critical piece of major industrial infrastructure. That is a pretty amazing journey.
So let's wrap this up and look at the big picture. We've seen what G.hn is, how it works its magic at home, and its secret life out in the wild. But what does it all mean?
I mean, really, why should you or I care that there's a single, unified standard for this stuff? What does that actually do for us, or for the future of all our connected gadgets?
Well, the power of having just one standard is huge. For the companies making the gear, it's cheaper and easier to develop. For service providers, it makes installation a breeze, so much so that customers can often do it themselves. And for all of us, it creates this reliable, invisible backbone that's going to power our connected world for years to come.
It's not flashy, you won't see commercials for it during the Super Bowl, but G.hn is truly a quiet revolution. It's a technology that smartly uses what we already have, turning every wire in our world into a potential superhighway for data.
And that just leaves us with one last big question to think about. In a world where every single power outlet, phone jack, and TV cable is a high-speed network port just waiting to be used, what will we connect next? The possibilities are, well, pretty electrifying.